Good afternoon, everyone, and welcome to Live at Bird TV. Well, I think we're going to have some exciting news coming through, I think, in the next 24 to 48 hours. Because there's big news sort of filtering through that we've sort of agreed the deal for Keffer and Thuram. But then, Redmen TV are also going live at 6 p.m. I've got it as a notification on my YouTube. And they're going live at 6 p.m. regarding Nico Barrela. Now, I have said from day one that I think Liverpool will spend 200 to 250 million pounds in this summer window. Now, with us getting Alexis McAllister for 35 million, if you then add to the fact that we're going to get Kefren for 55 million, so there's 50, 80, 90 million. Barrela is apparently 80 million euros, so there's 70 million. That would take us to sort of like 150. I think that would just leave us with a centre-back or a centre-back that can play right-back, and that's our business done. So I actually do think we could get both. I know that people are saying Kone and Thuram, but I don't mind if we just bring in Barrela, who's absolutely world-class, Thuram and McAllister. That's three absolute top-notch world-class central midfielders. Obviously Thuram could go on to be world-class, but definitely Barrela and McAllister. So what I'm going to say is this: basically, this is a Liverpool echo, but this is going all over Twitter at the moment, and Twitter can be full of clowns, right? Like the idiots yesterday that were calling for our owners to be removed because we didn't sign Thuram because he went to Inter Milan instead, not knowing it wasn't actually Kefren Thuram, it was his brother Marcus. And it's quite funny because the Liverpool Echo actually ridicules parts of our fan base in their piece yesterday, which I'll show in a minute. But anyway, let's just get on to that. Hello and welcome to Liverpool's live blog for Sunday, June the 25th. Right, the transfer window is up and running, and so is the rumour mill. Liverpool have already welcomed Alexis McAllister to Merseyside, and their ambitions will not stop there. Jurgen Klopp is seemingly keen to add more faces to his squad ahead of the 2023-24 season, with midfielders Gabri Veiga and Ryan Gravenberch among the Reds' list of targets this summer. Elsewhere, Liverpool are being fiercely linked with talents from across Europe. The latest is Edmund Tapsoba, with reports suggesting Tottenham face pressure from the Anfield Club this summer. Reports in Italy also claim Victor Osimhen is set to discuss his future, knowing at least three Premier League clubs will be happy to bring the forward in the summer. Man United and Liverpool are known to be interested. And it goes on to say here, Liverpool are readying a bid of 80 million euros. But let's get into the closing on Thuram deal first. So this is it. It said, Liverpool are reportedly closing in on the signing of Kefren Thuram, according to Football Insider. It's been claimed the Nice midfielder wants the Anfield move, and the club are pushing to secure a full agreement. Newcastle are also said to be interested. That's breaking news now, but that's coming on quite a lot of the sites at the moment, which I'm just going to click on now. Get to that. This is coming up now. So it says here, Twitter. Oh, that's a Twitter embarrassment yesterday with some fans. Liverpool closing on full agreement for Newcastle target, which is Kefren Thuram. Football Insider 7 hours ago. Liverpool expected to agree a deal for Kefren Thuram. So this is nearly done in my opinion. And I've like I said, I've been watching Redmen TV every day. Brilliant to get in the know with them, because they are the mecca of Liverpool sort of podcasts and fan pages, and they have been saying from day one that Kefren Thuram will be our second signing, and I kind of agreed with them from the minute he said it's one that's not gone away. It's been too strong, and the fact Liverpool haven't signed anybody since McAllister shows you they're waiting for these targets. But the Football Insider said today, sources close to the Football Insider, Liverpool expected to agree the Thuram deal after new talks. Liverpool are closing on the signing of Nice star Kefren Thuram as talks continue. The star wants to move. This is another piece in reading, and the Reds are pushing hard to secure a full agreement. And sources have said Liverpool now expect to complete the deal for Thuram. Thuram is admired by Newcastle, and the club are in the market for a box office midfielder. The 22-year-old has 2 years remaining on his contract with the French Giants after signing an extension in 2021. On 22nd of June, Football Insider revealed the Merseyside has been continued in talks with a 22-year-old with Nice keen for a bidding war to emerge. Thuram made 48 appearances across all competitions for the League One side. That's a good start. The fact that he played 48 games last season shows you that he's fit. He netted 2 goals and provided 8 assists. Liverpool, we already know, have secured the services of Alexis McAllister, but Jurgen Klopp is keen to add more midfield recruits as part of a massive summer rebuild after European and domestic football last season. So, going back to the piece that I just said, yeah, Redmen TV are basically, they're going to be doing a live at 6 PM. So if you get on that, all right, James, pal, hope you're all right. How you doing, Peter, mate? I hope you're well. So yeah, so Redmen TV 6 PM are going live about Nico Barrela. So think about it. Think about it like this. We've spent 35 million on McAllister. We're looking at 55 million for Kefren Thuram. So that's 80, 90 million. If we pay the 80 million euros for Nico Barrela, then that takes our spending to 160. That's right, isn't it? Yeah, 160. So then you're looking at, all right, if we've got 200 million to spend, that leaves 40 million. But if we've got 250 to spend, then that leaves 90 million. So you could get 2 45 million pound players, and that's our spending done, 250 million. And I've been saying this, Jamie Carragher was the first to say it. And by the way, Jamie Carragher's got a lot spot on, right? He's live on Sky. Do you not think that he doesn't tap into people in the know at Anfield and at at Kirby, at the Academy? He doesn't know. Because it's quite convenient how Carragher came out and said Liverpool need to spend 250 million in the summer, and they will. And he knew it, and he said it. And Klopp has said his phone is going to be really, really busy this summer. It's not going to be busy for these FSG out brigades to get their one signing that they're all hoping for, because it's embarrassing. And yesterday it was just, if you want to look at how some of our fans get now, just look at Twitter yesterday when Marcus Thuram signed for Inter Milan, I think it was Inter, wasn't it? There was absolute uproar on Twitter saying that our owners are a disgrace, they don't even know the right players we're going in for. That's how determined they are to get oil money and state-funded ownership into Liverpool. Well, it won't happen, because FSG will put it right. They will spend 200 to 250 million this summer. I've said it for the last year that they will. I believe it was Klopp last year that didn't want to sign anybody after Tuchel. He wanted to wait, because Klopp waits. He's always been like that. He had faith in his squad. That's the way he's always been. We could have easily signed a couple more players last summer, but we didn't, because Klopp is the one that says yes or no, not John Henry. John Henry gives him a budget and Liverpool spend it. You don't have to waste money to be good. You can buy players. I was talking to my friend this morning. He's a Man United fan, and he was telling me about, I was taking the piss out of them signing Mason Mount for 55, 60 million or even more, and he's only got 12 months left on his contract. I said, if you work that out, Liverpool have just got a World Cup winner for 35 million and Cody Gakpo for 37 million. So we go and get Gakpo and a World Cup winner, McAllister, for what they're going to pay for a man that's out of contract, and you can get him in January, a P contract agreement. I mean, to me, that stinks of bad ownership. Desperation. Liverpool are never desperate in the market. They're structured, they're clever, and if they go for players and don't get them, it's because that player has decided he wants to go somewhere else. Not because Liverpool ain't offered them everything. Because I believe that they put everything out for Tuchel last year, and he'll be regretting now signing for Real Madrid. Because he's not getting a kick of a ball. And it's the same with Gravenberch. We were in for him and he went to Bayern Munich. He'll be regretting that now. So at the moment, Liverpool are looking like the place to be and the place to go for if you want to play. Thuram knows this, Thuram will sign, and Nico Barrela will go. Because to tell you what, Italian football is desperate for money. Sandro Tonali was in tears when he found out that he had to be sold. Milan sold him behind his back, and he's devastated because he's a Milan fan. And he's on his way to Newcastle. So now that Tonali's gone to Newcastle, that shows you that Barrela is Liverpool's target. And this is why I think this could happen. Redmen TV are not going live at 6 PM for no reason. It's a notification I've put on the group right now. They're live at 6 PM because Liverpool are in for Nico Barrela. So we'll find out what happens with that. So anyway, I'm just going to read out some of your comments. So Peter McDougall, how you doing, pal? All right, bud. Hope you're well. Enjoying my first day off. Going to be a good window, bud. New sport director. Going to be busy. Be happy to see deals get done. He is in a short contract, so if he gets the players, can see Klopp wanting him to stay longer, and so he should. I've been telling you that as well for Thuram. He's the one I want in, boys. Only going to get better. Do you know what? I totally agree. Looking at the footage of him, he's absolutely bang on. So, I mean, what a window. Even if the window's shut after these two signings, if we only brought in McAllister, Thuram and Barrela, I would be happy going into the window. Yes, you could say we need new defenders, but there's this kid, what's his name, Jarrell Quansah. I was reading a bit about him. He was on loan at Bristol Rovers last season. Joey Barton's raving about him. The guy's an absolute colossus giant. So we might even have centre backs that we can rely on coming through. You've got to remember that the Rio Ferdinands of this world and all that came in by being given a chance, and that's what we might have to do at Liverpool. But we've still got Joe Gomez, Joel Matip, Virgil van Dijk, Nat Phillips, Reece Williams. Joe Gomez, Ibrahim Konate. So I don't think we're short of centre back anyway. If we just persist with targeting the midfield for this summer, and then possibly getting a January transfer window centre back if we have any injuries, and if not, prioritise the defence next summer. Because I do believe, if you look at our form going into the back end of last season, we were good defensively anyway, and with Trent not being at right back and in his new hybrid role, and Konate coming across, it worked. So, but I actually think this will happen. I think that we'll sign, obviously we've already signed McAllister. I think Thuram will be the next, and if we get Barrela, then that's 3 top midfielders. And then if we just go and spend the rest of our budget on a centre-back that can play right back, then we're laughing. We're laughing till the cows come home. But I'm absolutely buzzing, and I'm sure you are. But get on Redmen TV live on YouTube 6 p.m. because they are doing a live video. I don't know the source of their like news yet, but they're doing a live video saying that we are going to bid for Nico Barrela, and it's all over Twitter and social media at the moment that we're more or less going to seal Kefren Thuram. So yeah, totally